I am really frustrated because I just had a series of brilliant deductions that I didn't get to share as they had. Hello friends, this is Cold Run, a really frustrated Cold Run because I've been recording for about 15 minutes and it caught none of it. I just forgot to hit record. Anyway, what happened? So here's the series. Let me share because a lot of this was hemming and hawing. Let me share the deduction I came to because I'm really proud of it. I'm back here in a bitter cold memory. That's the only memory I've been to today so far. I've been going around just kind of looking at the different numbers. Here's a couple things I noticed. One, I noticed that these are 38, 39, 38, 39, 40, 41, and then 59. Why that is, I don't know, but what's interesting about it is that it is 4 Chinese sailors. Where is that? Yeah, it's 4 Chinese topmen, I think. $38, let me make sure of this. 38, 39, 40, 41. So this is Huang Li, Jie Zhang, Li Hong, and Wei Li, plus an out of order 59. Where's 59? An out of order, just kind of random George Shirley, an English seaman. Why, I don't know. Let me take a look at this, where the... Are we able to pinpoint any of... As, I guess, once we start seeing the, because we haven't seen... I don't know that we've actually seen the Chinese, sailors in the sketch yet, but one of the mysteries is why is there this out of order numbering? But the biggest revelation, which I just got 3 more fates, and it was this. I was trying to figure out who these were. I figured out that I had this guy pegged initially as Omid Ghoul. And then I noticed, though, that when I was looking at the numbering, 36 has feet in bed. This is 36. Nope. And 36 is Omid Ghoul. So this is Omid Ghoul. Therefore, this cannot be Omid Ghoul. Also, these are presumably Indians. These are 4 Indians. And the clue here, the thing that nailed it for me, was that this guy, we know who he is. We got it confirmed that he's Renfred Rajub. Number 51. These beds are 51, 54, 51, 53, 54, and X. I guess I'm thinking the X is just for gameplay purposes. Maybe I don't know why it's X. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. But 51, we know that there are 4 Indians here: Renfred Rajub, Abraham Akbar, William Wasim, and Solomon Syed. We know that Solomon Syed is this guy. It had already been confirmed. We know that. We know that this guy is Renfred Rajub. That had been confirmed already. So that means there's 2 more left. Now, I could have just done the numbering thing. I could have noticed that there were, 51, 53, 54, and blank, so this is 52. But that's not what I did. What I did was notice that this guy is occupying what's clearly his own bed. And so there's only 1 bed left. And that the only bed unoccupied is this one. The odd number out is 53. And so this guy has to be William Wasim, a seaman. I'm pretty sure. And that meant that, since that's the only unoccupied bed, this guy has to be 53. And then this guy, by a process of elimination at that point, has to be Abraham Akbar, which he is, which I got confirmed just a second ago that he is. So I was really happy. That was all I got. Other stuff that I noticed. There was one other thing. It was... I still don't know who these 3 Russians are. I know that you're important. I know that the 3 Russians are... like Leonid Volkov, Nikishin, and Toporov. Even though I can't see the other hammocks here, the other beds other than 47. I'm guessing that these 3 is that group. Where's the manifest or the crew? Yeah, Nikishin, Toporov, and Volkov. I'm guessing that those are those 3. And one of them has a pipe. This is number 47, who is... Where'd that go? Alexei Toporov. So this is Alexei Toporov's bunk. He has a pipe. If we see a guy with a pipe, I'm guessing that's Toporov. And we know that number 37, who is a fellow by the name of Timothy Butement, a Scottish topman, has a tattoo on his right forearm of a woman with a dress. I think that's a dress. Yeah. So that feels really good. I feel like I made a bunch of progress here. Let me go to the next part of this, to the next memory then. We'll revisit this memory with the next one. So, revisiting the cold. And the whole corpse moved thing. So, he died somewhere, probably the surgeon's office, I guess? But we don't know exactly where. And then something happened with you. Your hands were bound here, this guy. Bitter Cold Part 2 of 3. So it's this guy whose hands were bound up or hands were tied as he was brought up or carried. Right, so you were dropped here. And you are one of the friends, Abraham Akbar, mourning or praying. And are you the other friend? Yeah, the other friend who was there praying. One of the things I'm noticing about this memory is I can use this to sneak a peek somewhere. So because I know that at some point they're going to use these peepholes for something. Something's going to be behind the ship here. I'm going to be able to see like a thing happening, or someone's going to be watching, or something like that. So they've closed off the room here. Formosan royalty. So we got 2 guards. Now, though, we are down. The passengers are over here, right? So you're the passengers. Right, so you are 2 of the passengers. So the royalty must be, because you're like guarding someone. So how many Formosans are there on the crew list? 4 Formosans. Bunlan Den, Itbeng Xia, I apologize, I'm mispronouncing these entirely. Cho Tan and Hok Sung Lao. But there's no way for me to know, as far as I understand it at least, I don't think there's a way for me to know who's what. Let me check. Any other Formosans here? Not that I can see. Would be like here, right? Yeah, this is behind the curtain, or the screen they put up. I don't think I can duck in this game to like get a better look up or anything like that. So you're here hanging out, really at home. Really at home. You're in the surgeon's room, where we are now. And where else are you? You come up again in the next thing. Okay, any notable features of you? Any tattooed ladies on your forearms? Not that I see. Maybe, though, because it's your right arm. It would be the thing on the right that I can't see. And you're dancing with someone here. You're dancing with a woman in a dress. So maybe this could be you dancing with the person you've tattooed on your arm. That could well be. So I'm gonna... I'm gonna tentatively think you're Timothy Buteman. I'll tentatively put you as Timothy Buteman if you... Because even here, they're hiding his right forearm really specifically. Like, that's one of the very few parts of his upper body we're not seeing right here. And that could be well intentionally done to show that this is... to hide if this is Timothy Buteman. I'm going to guess this is Timothy Buteman. And what role is Timothy Buteman? Topman. And so I've pegged you as the... we know that you're the surgeon. And what is the speed? And we know that you're a surgeon also because your monkey is chilling out up here. He's just being a monkey. And... so we think that you're the surgeon's aide, right? James Wallace, surgeon's mate. We can tentatively put you down as surgeon's mate, but I'm not convinced of that at all. And we know now that this is one of the sick men from before. Utterly sick, bro. All right, let's finish off this memory here, then. So I get these two. They were being moved. I don't know what the pool of blood here is about at the moment. Is that explained in the Bitter Cold Part 3? On the Orlop deck when a cow was slaughtered for its meat. Taken to the carpenters, get him wrapped, and see him to the last rites. But that was someone else talking. Every part of the conversation is about the cow, except for the top thing, I think.
Heads are here.
Yeah, that conversation was distant. That start of the conversation was over here.
Here?
Yeah.
Never been on a farm, Charlie?
So now we think this is Timothy Buteman. Can we see the right arm, the right forearm? No, it's still covered in shadow. Dang it. The telltale forearm for Timothy Buteman is forever covered in shadow. He's just got the booty sticking out there, and he has some junk in his trunk. Oh man, I don't know how the ship is afloat. How do we do this? How do we confirm you're Timothy Buteman? We'll keep an eye out. We'll have to keep an eye out. This unknown soul was blasted by an explosion, and yet, you're the butcher. I feel reasonably confident that you're the butcher. Is there a butcher's mate? The cook, I mean, but I don't know if that's a lot. We can go on. But you're knowable. You're knowable. This guy is knowable right now. He has... what is that? That's an axe. You have an axe. So 3 of these are hanging around. 2 of these are hanging around Charles Hirschdick. Where's Charles Hirschdick on here? Also, apparently there is a Brennan in this list that I just missed. Let me check if there's a Brennan that I can find. Maybe it's a last name. I was looking at first names, even if I wasn't looking especially well. Henry Brennan. There's a Henry Brennan here. Yeah, this is like a well-defined trio here by Charles. So there's 3 English midshipmen all standing together. There's 3 people standing together. I'm guessing that the other 2 are other English midshipmen. Peter Milroy, Thomas Lanke. I'm going to take that guess, that the other 2 here are Thomas Lanke and Peter Milroy. Wasn't the name Peter called out at some point? Brennan and Pete's mother. So I think we know who Pete might be. I don't know. In the midshipman cabin especially. I didn't even look at that. We had to look at who the midshipmen were. Let me head back to that scene for the moment, actually. So first mate William Hoscott, right? Don't leave me. Bear up, son, I'll stay with you. Tell Pete's mother I tried to do my best to pull him to safety. You tell yourself, Brennan, bring the surgeon's kit. Brennan, we know, is the guy with the ears.
Cut. Don't leave.
Brennan, I'm going to call you Brennan. Jimothy Brennan. Henry Brennan? Was it Henry Brennan? I guess it was.
Bear up, son. I'll stay with you.
Tell Pete's mother I tried my best
Aye.
to pull him back, to save him.
You tell her yourself.
So you're the Scotsman. Yeah, you are a Scotsman.
Bring the surgeon's kit!
And we're thinking that this guy is either... Oh! Okay. So, we have that this is part of that trio from the Cowland. Nope. I don't know what happened there. Right, so what I was saying is that this guy is one of the 3 people from the Cowman, from the cow scene that we were just at. Yeah, these 3 together. We know that one of them is Charles Hirschdick, and that leaves 2 more. 2 more English midshipmen. One of them is Thomas Lanke, and the other is Peter Milroy. You're not saying he's not saying tell my mother, I'm sorry, he's tell Peter's mother. Therefore, this guy can only be the one and only Thomas Lanke. Knifed by the unknown attacker. But we don't know yet. But perfect. And so at some point, he's apologizing for something that happened to Pete's mom. I tried my best to pull him back to save him. Is that the exploded guy? Because because he tried to pull him back, but he exploded. So too bad you didn't pull him back. So that means that this is Peter Dinklage. Peter, what's his face? Peter Milroy. You've been blasted by an explosion, my friend. Maybe. Hopefully. Because I've had a few names here that I'm sure I'm missing some of these at this point. But like Charles Hirschdick, we don't know a fate yet, so the fate hasn't been resolved yet. But your fate, I think, is resolved. Your fate can be resolved, but we're making like a tremendous amount of progress right now. So what happened to you? We don't know how. We think you were knifed, but let's start at the beginning of the doom. Yeah, this is kind of its own thing. Let's start at the beginning of the doom. Part 1 of 8.
Let me on. Over my dead body, you bloody day. Huh? How's that?
There's no cause for trouble, boys. Get in the boat.
Thought I'd forget. You killed my brother. What? That was an accident. No ropes.
It wasn't his fault. I saw the whole thing.
Lies. I shouldn't have waited so long.
No, don't.
So what's happening? Who do we know here, if anyone? This is Lars Linda, clubbed. And they're saying Lars Linda's trying to get on. Over my dead body, you bloody Dinn. At some point, Lars Linda killed his attacker's brother. Over my dead body, you bloody Dinn. How's that? No cause for trouble, boys. Get in the boat. So the no cause for trouble, boys. Get in the boat is like one of... How many people are here? Is it just 2 others? Are there 4 present, you're saying? 3 others were present? Yeah. So it's one of you 2 who's trying to keep the peace. Probably you, because you look like you're freaked out that violence is happening. So we don't know the 2 of you. You're both packing up to leave. But this is at the start of the doom, not the escape. Why are you packing up now? That's interesting. Who is this? Is this someone you're hanging out with? No, this guy has hair. It's just someone else with... Someone with Henry Evans. This is in 1 memory and he's knowable. Hold on. That's really important. What memory is he in? Is this guy just Martin? Let me go back. This feels like it might be a really easy solve. Let me head back to this one. Right, so the doom is happening. 10 others are present. You're calling out to Martin. You lost your mind, get back inside. Well, my husband, where is he? He's below deck, come here. He's below deck, come here. Who's talking to the crushed woman? I don't think you're the surgeon's mate. You have a friggin' cutlass. You look more badass than that. I withdraw this. I don't think you're James Wallace. I don't know who you are, but I don't think you're the surgeon's mate. I think this guy is the surgeon's mate. I'm gonna say try anyways. I'm gonna tentatively ping him as the surgeon's mate. I don't know if he actually is, but I'm gonna try him as the surgeon's mate. No, that, I mean, they're, no. Await further clues. That's who I think he is, just based on the placement here. But this guy that I want to see. You're here somewhere. And you're nameable. And you're trying to tell her to get below decks. Come here below decks. What are you doing? You're helping someone who has not much left of his torso. Were you crushed by a beast? I don't know. We'll come back to you. You don't look like you're talking to her, though. You're like in no man's land. Why would you be telling her to come here? Maybe it's you, because you're like trying to get people safe. Maybe you're Martin. Why do I think you're Paul? Could you be Martin? Hold on. I know I thought this was going to be an easy solve. Let me go back to doing this in order. So we're heading to the bow for the Doom Part 2. The Kraken arises, the squid arises, and he just gets crushed. First Mate Steward possibly is here. I don't love this. I don't love this call. For now, at least. I don't remember why we called him the First Mate Steward, but Steward seems like reasonable. There's a bunch of food. This is sort of a kitchen. No, it is a kitchen. Any numbers here? $43 and $44 here. I don't see... Yeah, $43 and $44 both here. Maba, a New Guinean topman, and Lewis Walker, an English topman. $48 and $49's beds are here, but I think the beds are empty. $48 and $49 are up and about. Nathan Peters and Lars Linda. Same thing with 36. Omid Ghoul is also up. You two are hanging. Are you the Russians? No, you're different gamers. 41 and someone else. This is 40. I'm going to guess one of these is 41, the other is someone else. Who's 41? Wei Li. I don't know if you're Wei Li, but you may well be Wei Li. And let's tentatively call you Wei Li. And you are number unknown. Where else? And this is the next memory. You were briefly on the gun deck during the 6th scene, but not for long. You were one of the sleepers there. And you come up in this one and the next one and the next one, but none after that. So that's got to be you. You eventually die this session. Other identifying features. X is here, right? We know who X is, I think. Wait, isn't X dead? Isn't X super dead at this point? And then we got someone being served. So you are someone important, because someone is carrying your friggin' food. You. Yeah, you're this guy's aide. You're... okay. Alright, Bearded Bob is being served by someone else. You're bringing the food. Is that how, like... Because you look like you're in, like, a one-color top piece. Is that what a steward looks like? Yeah, I think that's a steward's clothes. So you're one of the stewards, maybe? You're this guy's steward. I mean, this is the gun deck. This has got to be a gunner, right? This guy? 56? Is 56? This is a test of how reliable these guys are close to the guns. Are they gunners? 56 and 57, are you gunners? No, they're seamen. I guess gunner is like an officer, though, right? Yeah, they're military officers, not just the people who shoot guns. So 55, wait, 56 and 57 are also both here and sleeping. Henry Brennan and Alexander Booth. You've got to be like a first mate, because you're the captain. You're the, because if I'm looking at who has the cool hats. Captain, first mate. Could you be just the second mate, maybe? Edward Nichols? It's not unreasonable. And then you would be like the second mate steward? Is that a thing? Samuel Galligan, maybe? That's on the bow. Next is on the gun deck, where really shit tends to goes horribly wrong. So we know this is Abraham Akbar, crushed by a terrible beast. Right. And it's just load, move by hands, aim level, ready, no, belay spark. We know you were blasted by... Wait. So that comes later, but we know you're killed. The beast is coming here. You were saying what? You were saying... No, this is someone else saying load, move by hands, aim level, ready, no, belay spark. This is someone else yelling. Who's yelling? You're one of the people who was trying to spark it up? Who's giving orders? Where was this guy? Where was the steward, the guy with the steward, the guy who thought was the second mate? He's got to be somewhere. What a rude awakening this guy got. And is this sparking? Yeah, so the cannon is ready to explode. And that makes sense why you're about to get utterly... Wait, what was that? This guy looks Russian. And there was only one Russian I had pegged from the last one, Leonid Volkov. This is a little bit shaky, but I've seen shakier. Henry Brennan, Seaman. So you're the guy who was listening before. Being told to get the surgeon's kit. Maybe. But the placement, let me try to match this up with the image from before. Especially here. There's 3 people here, 2 on the left, 1 on the right. So there are 2 people here, 57 and 56. 57 is Alexander Booth, 56 is Henry Brennan. And there are There's one person sleeping here, 45. This is Leonid Volkov, right above this cannon. And then there's two people over here, 43 and 44. Maba and Lewis. Lewis Welk. Who else is sleeping? There's a Cutlass here. That's important. Cutlass by 36. 36 has a sword. Omid Ghoul. Omid Ghoul has a sword. That's really important. One person got sworded, right? Who died by sword? Killed with a sword by an unknown attacker. Could you have been killed by Omid Ghoul? I'm just looking at who has a sword. Probably not. So here are Nathan Peters and Lars Lint. And, sorry, Nathan Peters, Lars Lint, Omid Ghoul. So we are here, and on my little map, this is 56, who is Henry Brennan. No, but that's Abraham Akbar. Okay. Yeah, I don't think the sleeping arrangement is going to do all that much good right now. Because enough time has passed since the attack started. Yeah, I don't know what else to do with this scene yet. Let's leave. Let's take a look at the next part. So you got blasted. Where's Lars Linde here? Because if someone was killed accidentally, if Lars Linde killed someone's brother accidentally, this feels like prime time for that to have happened. Where's Lars Linde? Because there were two people here. This feels like it's the brother. What if he was blasted by Lars Linde? I don't know who he is, but it looks like it's Akbar who's doing the shooting, who's doing the explosion. Unless you want to say the Beast did it, but I think it was I think he did it, but it was clearly obviously accidental. There's two people die here. Who? Where's the other one? Nope, stop it. There. You're a 3-star Pokemon, though. So we don't know how, but it's possible to figure out what happened to you. So Lars Linde can't have killed this guy, because Lars Linde is dead, and he died in the very first part up top. He's not down here. That's my bad. I'm just getting tired. It's really late for me, and I'm probably going to wrap it up here. It feels like an unsatisfying part to wrap it up in, but... maybe I'll leave it just for now. I don't know. The fuse... Right, so the guy who said it is this guy, and he's like shocked. But where's this guy? Where the hell is this guy? A top hat. There's a top hat being blasted off this guy, yeah. Okay, that makes sense, actually. So there's 1, 2, and then 4 others. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're looking for 6 people. Here's 1. There's 2, maybe? Do you count? No, you don't count. So here's 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. Where's number 6? Is he just outside? Did he get blasted into the next room already? This is so frustrating. There's a 6th person here and I don't know where, and they died. There's another dead person here. Like, there's you, sure, but there's someone else. Are they in the disappearances section? They're not. They're just dead here. Is that you? No, yeah, that's you. And this is this top hat guy? Yeah, this is top hat guy. The top hat is is flying off, so in the Doom Part 4, you die here. Right where I am. Or in the Doom Part 3. Are you just crushed beneath him? Are you also exploded? So it's the next day. And I've just been thinking about this guy's fate, about what could possibly have happened. Also, this guy is not the 3rd mate. This is not Martin. Actually, I wonder if the bearded guy is Martin. But this guy is not Martin. Like, this is... We've seen the mates now. Now that we've seen the mates in the art piece, this is not Martin. I don't know who he is. Not necessarily an unknown officer, but unknown someone. So, the time here is very quick. Like, this guy, where's his hat? His hat's over here. And then look how this is part 3 of the Doom. Yeah, this is you. You just died. Abraham Akbar died at 7:15. I'm guessing this guy died at like 7:16. 7:20, but pretty soon. The other thing is the hole is ripped out here. So it's possible also that he was dragged off. He was dragged off by the beast, that this other guy was dragged off by the beast. That's not why we don't see him, even though this happens so quick after. Like, the hat is still in inertia. Like, inertia still bring the hat back, and there's no hole here. There is a hole there. If I go through this door here, what door is this? This is the bosun mate? If I go through into the bosun mate's room, is that where the guy's body is going to be? No, it looks like the whole thing is ripped apart. It feels like he was dragged out to sea. So I don't know who it is. But it feels like drowned is possible. Fell, maybe even? Overboard. I'm going to say fell overboard. That's my guess about what happened to him, because he's not here and he died in that scene. He's not the second mate. He's not the... Okay, all right, let's go back to this memory. He's not the second mate. Bearded Bob is not the second mate. He's the third mate. Maybe? I think he's the third mate. He has to be. Here's why I think he has to be the third mate. Because look where he's heading. He's not on this side heading that way. He's on this side heading here. And if we look at this, the first or third mates are this way. The first mate we already know it's not him. He has to be the third mate. He doesn't have to be. He could be taking a long route, but I'm gonna guess. I think it's more likely that he's the third mate. Let's mark you as the third mate. You're Martin? Are you Martin? Because Martin was called out by name. You were in this memory somewhere. Martin, where's the captain? So you might know. You might have a close relationship. That feels more likely. And so let's change your tentative name to third mate Stewart. Roderick Anderson. 3 more fates correct. Who do we get? Roderick Anderson. God, that feels so good. Peter Milroy, we knew about him, and the other is going to be like, oh, yeah, Henry Brennan. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3. That feels so amazing. I can't get over that. It'll never stop feeling good. Okay. So that also lets us process of elimination another thing then. Go back to this sketch. You're the captain. You're the third mate. We definitely know you're the third mate. We know you're the first mate. You're the second mate. We're going to try anyways at putting this guy as Edward Nichols, the second mate. And so these are like, these seem to be the steward's costumes. You're the third mate steward. This is like, we know that these are the 4 stewards. Who's the captain's steward? Paul Moss. I don't remember why Paul Moss was the first mate steward, but I think we can at least guess as these others come up that they'll be the other mates. Interesting. No, I haven't even thought about who this might be. There's no, you're not on the ship. You're not listed on the ship. Huh. I feel like that's going to be important at some point. Let me go back to the Martin cry out, see if that makes any more sense now that we know who Martin might be. Who Martin is. I feel like I could say is. This is Martin right here. Martin with his sword, who's losing his sword. But that's who it is. So let's check out part 5 of the Doom next. This is where Roderick Anderson, third mate steward, was crushed by a loose cannon. So this is revisiting part 5. So you are third mate steward, right? We know that. Where did the third mate go at this point? Is the third mate even in here? He is. He's back here trying to help. Because everything's getting knocked over. Yeah, okay. And who are you? You are... It doesn't make sense that you're a top man, right? Like, what are you doing down here? I guess you just woke up, though. You do say, sir, loose cannon. She's healing over, find your footing. So this guy's saying she's healing over, find your footing, but it's too late. That's why he's calling him sir, because he's the steward. Thomas Lanke knifed unknown. Why was Thomas Lanke knifed? Because now we know a little bit more about Peter Milroy and Thomas Lanke. Thomas saying, tell Peter's mother I'm sorry. And all that. That's going to come up later in this chapter, I guess. But for now, let me see what's actually happening. So what's happening now is the cannons are going everywhere. You two are holding on for dear life. What are you doing? Anything? You're just flailing, kind of holding onto the railing and flailing. Can I see the body like falling out through here? Like the body of the guy from before? I doubt it. I can't really get a great look, and you're probably long overboard at this point. Alright, I think I'm ready to move on at least to the next part. To part 6, where we're up on the main deck. Peter Milroy is one of the people from the cow scene coming up to the main deck and getting wrecked up here. Yeah. So what's happening here? You have a sword. Could you be... I mean, the fact that you have a sword makes me think you might actually be Omid Ghoul. That's not impossible. Others have swords too, but you might be one of them. You're unknown, and we know eventually you get over that way with your gun. You are Peter Milroy, exploded. Are you Thomas Lanke then? Yeah, you're Thomas Lanke, midshipman. Right, you're trying to help your goat. You're delicious, or I don't know. I know actually goats are delicious. What else? Anything else? Can we see bodies overboard? Can't really see much overboard. So what's the dialogue here then? Get to the main bit quick. Hold on, throw it, throw the powder. So that's not the dead person saying that, because it would say an X. It's someone else saying it. So who are the people here? Peter Milroy, we saw. Thomas Lanke is the person. Tom exploded, throwing something to the exploded person. Coming up. What are you up to? And then unknown and potentially Omid Ghoul. Have all those been accounted? How many are those? So 6 people. Have all those been accounted for? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where's the 6th? There's one more here. Because there's the dead person, Peter Milroy, in the explosion, then 5 more. Who is this guy? And where is this guy? Oh! Hello! Well, I think we have a sense of your fate, at least. That's where you are. I think we're gonna say, fell. Fell overboard. I mean, that sure looks like fell overboard to his death. Okay. Who you are, I don't know. But I don't think we can know right now. Okay. We've learned another thing. But what were they actually doing? Get to the main bit quick. I don't quite understand what's happening here. He was being tentacled. This guy is like post-throw. He threw the powder. Who was telling him to throw the powder, though? I don't know. So it's some kind of explosive powder, and maybe One of these people is yelling at you to throw it? So that was 7. No, that was 6. That was 6. So now we'll look at 7. This is further back on the main deck. So if someone's been... so you've been exploded already. And then part 6. No, that's 7. Shoot, wrong one. No, this is the right one. This is the right one. So we know that, yeah, you're torn apart by a beast. I feel confident that you're torn apart by a beast or crushed by a beast, but torn apart feels right because there's only half of you. Who is this guy? This is Leonid Volkov. He is... What were you doing? You're right, you're just here. You started out here in the Doom Part 1. Is that where you started? Yeah, you started out here in the Doom Part 2. Wait, what? What do you mean? That's the crushed... Oh, no, that's just the Doom. Okay, so you were on the gun deck. I guess you were outside when your buddy got crushed over here. You ran over here. Or, yeah, you eventually made it over here. Where you were, like, hiding behind the cannon. And then he ran up here in the Doom Part 4. When the explosion was happening. I think he was trying to maybe put out the fire or put out the explosion or something. He ran up top. In the Doom Part 5. He was on his way up to the main deck. Where was he in the Doom Part 6? Was he not in the Doom Part 6? That's the escape. He was not in the Doom Part 6. So then he comes up here and he's... What are you doing? You're throwing something? Yeah, it looks like you chucked something. I mean, it looks like you're the Hulk and you threw a boat, but I know that's not what you did. And there's 3 people dying on the boat. Are these the 3 people who were... at the start? Yeah! These are the 3 people who were trying to escape. All right, I'm going to make an educated guess based on that. That the others present here... Wait, could it be? We know you died. I'm going to guess that whoever you are, that you know, drowned, I guess? I don't know if drowned is right. No, but you're saying by an unknown attacker, so that can't be. Was drowned. I mean, you could say was drowned by the beast. I'm going to guess because there were 3 people. There was the killer, and then there were the 2 people looking on. But no, that doesn't make sense. I guess you could say fell. You could say, like, fell overboard to his death. I don't know what does it matter? Like, does it drowned or fell if you were... If you're thrown overboard by the Kraken, were you drowned or were you drowned by the Kraken, or did you fall overboard, or does either work? I'm just gonna say fell overboard for these because that feels more general. I don't know. These are just placeholders, I know. I fell overboard. And we'll say again, fell overboard. Am I mistaken? That happened at the start of the Doom. Was them trying to escape the thing that summoned the Kraken? That would be an awful coincidence if it weren't. Like, maybe those were trying to... I don't know. No, that seems unlikely. Maybe, but probably not. What's your deal? Are you throwing a gun to him? You are! You're throwing a gun to your boy over here. And he's going to use that gun, because he's up here, he's up top now, he's going to use that gun to rock the Kraken's world, or to try to anyway. Thomas Lanke, you're here, kind of wrapped up. Get to the bit. Get to the main bit quick. Hold on. Throw it. Throw the pad. So you got to the main bit. You're hanging on to the main bit. Oh, you severed the arm of the Kraken. Nice job, Leonid Volkov, possibly. Then you're here. No hat. With a gun. So they're mounting an attack on this guy, who's up top. This is Omid, who I think is Omid Ghul. He drove his sword into the Kraken's arm. Nice job. Like a boss. And is this Wei Li? It is. Wei Li is here with a... It looks like a bottle, but I really doubt that's what it is. That's powder, maybe? So in this one, on the main deck here, we have 12 present. Let's see if we can name the 13 present, really. All right, let's go through the numbers. This guy, 1. You're dead, you don't count here. 2. 3, the guy receiving the gun. 4, the guy tossing the gun. Specifically, yeah, Alfred Klestil. Wait, 1, 2... Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... This is the captain? No, this is third mate shooting. 6, 7, 8, potentially 9, 10, 11. And then 12. I think we've accounted for all 12. And now moving on to part 8, the final part of the Doom, and the final part for this video, I think. This is the death of Abigail Hoscut Witterell, crushed by the falling rigging. Hi. Calling out for Martin. Who are you? Wei Li. I'm gonna guess you fell from rigging. But probably not. But it looks like you're climbing rigging and you're getting... I mean... I don't know if you're actually dead, but... If we don't see you again, that's my best guess. You're up there, you're on the rigging, and you're about to get ripped off by the beast. But it might have been something that maybe he's ripped apart or something else. Was this the last memory we see him in so far? Disappeared in the Doom in the conclusion. We don't know, but that's my, I mean, it's my guess. This is Topman Omid Ghul, who got torn apart in the last part. And now this guy is like, this was the, I don't know if this was the buddy, but if this was the guy he was playing cards with, I don't think it was, but it maybe he is. What are you doing? You're just trying to help him, but you're like in shock, really, probably. Like, how is he dead? You might not even notice that half of him is missing. Because it just is happening really quickly. Abigail, you're one of the stewards. Can we process of elimination it? I mean, first steward, first mate steward. You know you're not the third mate steward. There's too many at this moment. Something late earlier must have made me think he was that. Who are you? There's a limited number of women here. Nunzio Pasqua, Emily Jackson, Miss Jane Bird. And then in the back there. Someone else who's knowable. We'll come back to them. And then this is you taking a shot. I mean, it's also technically possible, I guess, that like that you were trying to shoot and you accidentally shot this guy, but it seems unlikely. I'm not gonna. It seems much more likely that this guy gets. I don't see an explosion or a bullet or anything like that. It seems much more likely he just got tossed overboard. So number count again. There's 11 people here, including Abigail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, 11. There's 11. Look at that. Unknown soul and unknown fate. Are you in anything else? No, this is the only memory you're in. How are you knowable at this point? How do I have enough information to name you from this memory? Surgeon? Could you be a surgeon's mate and I mistook James Wallace as the surgeon's mate? But you weren't in anything else. You weren't in any other images with Henry. You're hanging around Charles, Thomas, and Peter. How the hell is this guy knowable right now? He's a 2-star only also. What is this? I don't want to, in case that gives me a hint, I don't want to accidentally press it. Show memories on deck map. It's a short list. It's just this. Wait. How is that? You're over there? What do you mean you're over there? No, you're not. You're here. Unless you were yoinked from there. And, like, thrown? I really have no earthly idea how we could possibly know this guy's name. No, you're just holding on to, like, the wheel. There's nothing in your hand. Nothing about your clothing seems to give you away. Oh, we can get behind them. Interesting. Anything we could see here? No, you're just freaked out. Do either of you look particularly Italian? Is that what I'm looking at? Not necessarily. You have a ring on. That's the ring finger. So you're married, maybe? You do not have a ring. Do we know this guy yet? Timothy Buteman is who we think. By the way, I don't think this anymore. I think I got a better look at his arm, and I don't think it's Timothy Buteman. I just didn't. I thought we saw his arm better at one point, and I didn't see the tattoo on it. I'll change my. I'm open to changing my mind later. Again, is there another person here who with the name? Is there a guy on board with the name Jackson, Bird, or Pasqua? Not that I see, but it doesn't necessarily mean anything. But you're married. All right, so we know that one of the women is married and one of them is not. And we know that there's a woman who's married other than her, because we know she's married. We even see I assume we can't see a ring there. I guess we don't know she's married. People sometimes just wear rings, right? Maybe it's more appropriate to say one of the women, the shooter, actually. Interesting. The shooter, she is wearing a ring. The thing I don't get is that if this guy is being hurled overboard, you know what? What if he is hurled overboard? Maybe that is what we're getting out of this. Is that his trajectory started over there. He's over here, he's mid-hurl, and things are really rough. I'll tentatively mark him as, like, this feels like was flung overboard. And maybe even this guy is, like, more... Oh, I said fell... Wait, what did it say? Fell... Nope, stop it. Fell from the rigging to his death. So he is from the rigging. And this guy just seems like fell overboard, feels general. I don't know how specific I have to get. One woman is kind of holding protectively over the other. Is this like a mother-daughter thing? It could be, but it seems more likely that it's just like she's... I mean, she is holding herself protectively over her. But I don't know what that means, if anything. It's killing me that it's knowable. It's killing me that there's enough information about her already to know this. But that might be from another section. So I'm going to wrap it up here. Again, eventually we're going to keep looking for new sections, but I want to get a better sense of the sections I already know now. Like the escape we can review again, now that I have a better sense of how to approach these things. There's a lot going on with the escape. And we'll probably get more about these two. And then the end, which is going to be shorter. So yeah, that's what I'll do next time, is revise that, and then once I've done both of those, like with kind of my current set of eyes for the game, I will look for new stuff by continuing to explore down below. Let me actually, you know what, even before we totally wrap up, let me check what the next corpse is, if the next corpse is viewable. Because I don't know how we get anywhere else from here right now. Everything else seems closed off. I don't see any more corpses, so I feel like we're going to have to solve some mysteries before new options become available. Because there's a cargo hold below us. There's still a cargo hold to get to down below. Have I seen this corpse? No, I have not seen this corpse. Maybe we even start the next one off at this corpse and then start looking back, because this might reveal stuff about things we've already seen. But anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this as they come out, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.